What's happening, guys? On the job again. Month is almost over. 1 month down, 11 more to go. But yeah, you know, it's just been it happens every year, man. I don't know if I get some kind of like, you know, over it kind of feeling, but it just, once the first month comes down, you know, it's like man, it's like, it almost feels like, at least for a second, that the whole year is already finished too. But that's not really the reality. That's just something I come up with, you know. But I just got to thinking, man. I got to thinking about all this stuff everyone's talking about. All this stuff. Like the stuff with immigrants right now. And back in the day, man, I mean, before I teeter-tottered, man. Before I was like, you know, I was like, you know, fuck it, like anti, you know, like immigrant shit, you know, it's like, it's fucked up. And then I went MAGA, believe it or not, for like about a year. 2017 I did. And then after that, now I just went apolitical after 2020. I was just like, look, you're just fucking stupid. I fell for it. I fell for it the first time. And now that, you know, Trump pass is in office, you know, now a lot of this shit's happening again. And then basically in a little revival of 2016. I'm not, I'm not, you know, it sucks that it's happening, but it is what it is right now. It's like, what else can you do, you know? I think the best thing you can do is basically, you know, just, I don't know, man, if you're on the immigrant side, help out the immigrants, you know, do what you can, as long as, you know, they're not fucking, you know, straight up rapists and serial killers. But that's the thing, bro. That's what I came to, because, like, you know, that's how they get people, because there are these rapists, these murderers that are immigrants. And what's one thing that, you know, the mainstream media, especially like the right-wing media, will do? Like, they'll gaslight you into saying, well, we need to do this because, you know, the people that got burnt, you know? Sure, I mean, it's a sad thing. And it is sad. Those people should be deported. But, you know, it's kind of like with the gun thing. Like, one of the things that a lot of people that are anti-gun, like a lot of these stupid, like, brain-dead leftists, they'll say shit like, guns are way too dangerous for people to have. And whereas, you know, the gun people, you know, a lot of gun people like us will say, no, they're not really that. It's like, in the hands of stupid people, yeah, they're really dangerous, but so is a car. A car is actually a lot more dangerous, because you know what, at least, you know, with a gun, you have a safety option, a safety setting, and you can run out of ammo quickly, and you have to actually aim it and, you know, try to get your target. With the car, oh man, there's no way you can say that a car is not more dangerous than a gun. Yeah, with a gun, it's a lot more scarier. In a sense, I would say it's scarier because, you know, the fact that, you know, nobody wants to be, you know, in a shootout. Nobody wants to be in a mass shooting scenario. But, I don't know, man. If you put me up against a guy with a gun versus a guy in a car, I'm probably going to be more likely to survive a shooting, you know what I mean? Because of the fact that, you know, most of these dudes that are doing them, they're not really that well trained. They're going for the easy route. That's why they hit up schools and like malls and shit like that. But you get any person behind the steering wheel of a car, instant mass chaos. And just because it's, you know, it's like it's to the point where it's like, the more inexperienced a person with a gun is, the less likely they are to hit anybody or kill anybody. But the less experienced a person in a car is, it's complete chaos. It's more catastrophic. The less experience a person has in a car behind the steering wheel of a car, it is over for anybody in the way of that car. So I don't care what anybody tells me. It's like, yeah, guns can be bad, yeah, for the people that do get hit, yeah, but you can also have your own guns. You can shoot your own guns at that person, and you can actually be the one that has the most amount of training and experience behind them, so that you know what you're doing. So, but you can't do that with a car. With a car, it's like you get anybody behind. Most people are actually very inexperienced with cars. All they know how to do is drive, like, you know, barely. They know how to make the thing go, and like I think in reality the car does most of the work for them. You know, it's like, you know, staying in lane and everything. You know, that's basically people's alignment, you know, keeping them safe, if anything. So, but the same thing with like immigrants, you know, if immigrants were actually as dangerous as they're making them out to be on the mainstream media, bro, there's so many of them. If they all, like, let's say they were all just sleeper cells and they activated instantly, bro, that's like huge swaths of the American populace that would just be gone. You know, like in the style of the movie Crazies, you know. I only saw the, you know, the 2000 whatever one, 2010 or I don't know, 2007. I only saw that one. You know, I didn't see the 70s version, but yeah, like if they all just activated and they start going homicidal and everybody, there would be nobody left, because some of those dudes would actually be having guns probably and actually be knowing to use them and driving cars. But so that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like, yeah, they do. Some of them do commit crimes. But in reality, it's just like, it's like, what are they doing? And this is what the main thing that kind of brought me back, because like I was anti-immigrant for a bit, you know, because I fell for the fucking, you know, the right-wing propaganda, you know, there's left-wing propaganda as well, but the right-wing propaganda is just like, it's like, it makes you wonder, it's like, who the fuck is like feeding me this shit, you know? But next thing you know, I started going through and this actually happens to be a rebuttal that a lot of these fucking dudes, you know, say to try to own the libs or own the leftists, the stupid fucking leftists that's saying it. So it's like, yeah, the leftists will be like, without immigrants, who's gonna pick your food? And then, you know, that's like, you know, they think that's the checkmate. The leftists think that, you know. And next thing you know, the right-winger comes in and says, oh, so you just want brown people to be the slave class, right? You just want them to do your slave labor, right? To where they think that's also a known. But in reality, someone's going to have to do that job to begin with. So right now, my deduction from just hearing those two, you know, that little back and forth between those two individuals, and this is like all over the internet, you can hear it everywhere. You just want a slave class, right? That is an upright just like admittance to the idea that there is forms of slavery in the US, even if it is just wage slavery. And that is basically like secretly, quietly, these fucking dudes on the right admitting that the system that they so defend, you know, even if they don't believe that they think it's slavery, they're like literally like just basically like admitting that it is slavery. And if you've done field work, I mean, I only did 2 days of it, you know, so I have a little bit of experience. But if you actually have done field work and you're not used to that shit's fucking terrible, bro. Peak summer, you know, I did it in California, but yeah, peak summer, and you're not acclimated to that kind of fucking environment. I was job hopping at the time, so with me it was like I went from straight up, you know, like, you know, overnight stocking at Winco. Did that for like a couple months, and that was like graveyard shift till like fucking, you know, now I gotta wake up extremely early out of nowhere, and you know, just to like, you know, get there at 4 and then finish by 2 or something like that. I forgot what it was, like 6 to 2. But yeah, that shit's fucking like terrible. And I couldn't do it because of the fact that, you know, I had a son at the time, wasn't able to get any sleep, nobody would let me sleep, and then just go into that,
You know, it was bad, but yeah, but if you go and actually try to do that, mind you, a lot of those people that do that, it's not like it's fucking criminals, like they're all cartel members. Oh my god, the immigrants, they're all cartel members. It's like, it's straight up just like moms and dads. Like, imagine like, you know, a whole industry just done by like moms and dads. And you know, there's some young people in there too, but it's like, fuck man, it's like, you ever try doing that shit and, you know, fucking working 2 weeks to get like $800? Nah, that ain't it, bro. And so that just kind of leads me to think it's like, so you're okay with the slave labor then, as long as it's Americans, right, that are doing it? So it's, oh no, I mean, yeah, that's how it should be. So it's like, but it's like, it's not like there's a requirement that you have to be legal. You go to any fucking one of these actual like legitimate places that are actual like farms. I think what I was doing was sweet potato. It was at the beginning of the season. Didn't last, obviously, but if you do any like these major like, you know, farms, they fucking ask for your social security, bro. And I guarantee you, a lot of those dudes were not actually fucking citizens. So that means either they're fucking using someone else's social security that they're paying into. Then that's basically it. They're paying into social security that they themselves personally will not take advantage from. Now, that being said, you know, a lot of these guys are doing like the, the fucking, the fake IDs and shit. But I mean, fuck, bro, it's like, they're still paying into the system. And I don't give a fuck what any fucking wannabe economist, autist retard says. If you're paying into the fucking system, what else is there? What's the problem? The dude's paying taxes. The dude is fucking working, doing the hardest jobs there are. And yet your bitch ass, literally from the keyboard that you're at, that was, is gonna proclaim. And that's the thing too, man. This is something that I picked up on some of these videos. Some of these fucking leftists, they get it right, man. And one of the fucking leftist YouTubers that I saw, man, explained that we live, well, it's a couple YouTubers, but we do live in a post-truth world. And that hasn't escaped, the right wing at all. That hasn't left the right wing untouched at all either. Because now, instead of you just having a right winger that actually believes what he says, you have a right winger that flip flops in order to be correct, in order to actually, win the fight, own the libs. So now you have not just a regular traditional right winger, tradcath or whatever evangelical bullshit. You have a postmodern right wing. You have a postmodern right winger, where in one breath they'll say one thing, believe it, and then claim in another one, and under another breath they'll claim another thing and believe it as well. So it's like constitutionalism, it's like the Constitution, according to what we have now, is that the Constitution, the Bill of Rights or whatever it is, it lays down the foundation for what we can have, but you can have an amendment, or you can amend it. So that's what's been happening. So on one hand, that's what happened with, like, well, let's say just birthright citizenship and guns. It's gonna tie in right now. Well, basically, birthright citizenship was meant for the children of slaves, right? So, and then also the right wing also believes in the right to, own guns, right? As the founders intended. No amendments, no nothing, that's how it is, right? But somehow, historically, we're able to, do this mental gymnastics and claim that birthright citizenship, we should just take it away from it because that's what the slaves did. So then, right now, all they're doing is basically laying the foundation for someone to say that, well, then if that's the case, then it really should be that the Second Amendment only pertains to flintlocks and, brown besses and stuff like that. And, I don't know, any kind of other little, gun that was, at the time. So if you can't just appeal to history for one and then not the other, it's pretty fucking retarded. You know, it's like it makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. It's fucking stupid. You know, it's just like. Not to mention too, it's like if you're appealing to history, then fucking the American Southwest, which I do fucking believe, belongs to fucking Mexicans, dude. I don't care what this illegitimate government does. The future is tribal. Ah, shit, never mind. Not for me. But yeah, dude, it's like, well, fucking, what else do you think? The future is tribal. It is what it is, man. It is going to be a racial thing. And I don't like it, but it's gonna be the fucking future, man. It is the future. The groundwork is set. If you want any examples, look at prison systems. It's all racial there, because at the end of the day, we are fucking animals, and we look to certain characteristics, and we look to certain things to, you know, identify with for protection, for safety. So that's just that. But the postmodern right-winger doesn't know what they fucking believe. Doesn't know what they believe. They claim they know they are the champions of liberty and freedom, yet they support and defend and enable institutions and systems of governance that are the most coercive, that are the most antithetical to freedom. They are the most anti-freedom and liberty ever. Capitalism, this liberal social order we live under, there's no freedom in fucking working as a cog in a machine, man. One of my channels that I watch, man, just, you know, is, you know, this is all self-evident truth, but sometimes we just need to have them told to us again. But it is true. It's like, no one has made it rich. No one has gotten rich from working a 9 to 5. There's no fucking way, man. There's no fucking way that you can become rich and become self-sufficient. It is that's the thing, man. The same thing. Postmodern right-winger, postmodern conservative. They'll also chime in with a lot of these, you know, anarchists and socialists and just a lot of concerned citizens and individuals that will say, yeah, the cost of living is going up. It's terrible. How can we do this? There's no way you can do this. Yet at the same breath, you literally screech that nobody wants to work. When in reality, people are working, and that's the problem. The people are working and still not able to actually scratch by. The people that are working and scratching by are the ones that are actually like in positions like, you know, people in the trades. That's the only way. Everything else is going the way of the dinosaur due to fucking technology. But no, it's retarded to think that you can complain about the system yet also prop up the systems that are enslaving you. It's like really, it's like they literally get to the point where they start, you know, preaching actual anti-capitalist slogans at one point, and they're right there, man. They are right there at the precipice. And you think just when they're about to jump off and just say, fuck it, you know, it's like, they don't have to say they're communists or socialists or anarchists. They just have to fucking admit that capitalism, this shit ain't it, bro. This shit is not it. It's fucking whack. But then they'll fucking just like retweet a fucking Ben Shapiro quote, and you know, that basically says shit like, oh, there's so much prosperity and so much innovation, yada yada yada. And it's just like, well, fuck, man. If capitalism is the only system, yeah, of course the only innovation that's going to come is from capitalism, but that's because you fucking make sure that you stifle any other forms or systems of government that could innovate. It's like the fucking gaslighting that comes from these fucking wannabe capitalists. That it says, oh yeah, if you want to become an anarchist or a communist, you can do that under capitalism. It's like, no, you fucking can't, bro. When's the last time you've actually seen a communist party in the US? Oh wait, I thought those were illegalized, right? When's the last time you saw a plot of land that wasn't owned or wasn't federally managed in the US or you know, managed by the state or some kind of government entity? If it's not private, it's public, and by public I mean it's fucking owned by the government, or at least I don't like to say own because nobody owns shit. It's merely in your control or in your grasp at that moment. You know? So the government that has control of certain plots of land, they're not gonna fucking give them up. If you pay taxes on pieces of land, on plots of dirt, that shit ain't yours, bro. There's no way. It is fucking retarded to think that you will own anything. Even if you are allowed to buy land, congratulations, you still have to pay taxes. The moment you stop paying taxes, bro, it's over. The government's coming for you. So this whole idea that this Klaus Schwab kind of mentality, I was watching a Homesteader video, and it's like going crazy, like really like, it's like I like InfoWars because it's fun, but some of the shit that they say, it is just like, dude, you're just getting the boomers, man. They're milking the boomer generation, and that's what it is. Because they say shit like that, you know. One time I saw the most cringiest truck saying, you know, spouting some of the most boomer fucking, you know, anti-communist shit. It was just like this fucking old dude, you know, that wrote on pieces of cardboard saying shit like, socialism be damned, you know, God bless capitalism and shit like that. And I was just like, this dude is probably on some fucking form of socialized medicine. Yeah, it's not perfect, but fuck, bro, under this fucking capitalist system, dude, having to pay your own fucking hospital visits, try fucking doing that and still having money for anything after that. Have money for food, have money to do shit. Nah, dude, this shit ain't it, bro. It's like, imagine thinking that you can be a communist, or you can that capitalism allows communism when you're still gonna force those communists to pay taxes, and at the end of the day, become a fucking sustainable fucking intentional community. That means they have to create a product or they provide a service in order to actually, you know, keep living there. You know, there's intentional communities, you know. I see that's probably the best bet, but it's like you can't call yourself a communist at that point. I know that a lot of anti-capitalists say that it's not about, you know, not partaking in capitalism, but it's just like about, you know, wanting more, and that's fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, partaking in capitalism, it still is enabling it. So, nah, dude, that's gaslighting. That's fucking capitalist propaganda, man. These fucking shills want you to think that everything is fine and dandy, while also claiming that it's really, really bad. But guess what? It's not their fault. It's the fucking Democrats. Ooh, the Democrats. Nobody fucking likes the Democrats either, except for fucking liberal boomers and the fucking brain-rotted, you know, millennials that still believe in this system. Nah, dude. Yeah, the day that I start fucking thinking that immigrants are fucking, because like in reality, it isn't immigrants that are driving wages down. No matter what these fucking retards say, that immigrants coming in squads are literally driving the wages down. Well, guess who's banking the payroll? Those fucking companies, those literal corporations and conglomerates are the ones that are driving those wages down. They're just fucking, you know, responding to the, you know, supply of workers, and if they're willing to stagnate those wages, and whose fault is that? It's really the fucking CEOs, it's the payroll people, it's the people in charge, those bosses that are keeping those wages down. And if you've ever been in the process of unionization at any point in any job, you will fucking find out how evil and fucking maniacal and manipulative these fucking bosses can be, dude. The fact that they will go, you know, do any other fucking, you know, they will literally do anything else except raise your wages, which it makes no sense. If you have higher wages, you know, you're gonna have more, like, at least more content. I'm not gonna say happy, but you're gonna have more content workers. And what's the problem here? Yeah, it's fucking profits and everything like that. This shit's fucking retarded, dude. But all I'm gonna say is like, yeah, dude. fucking, it's all cringe, man. I'll see you later.